Hello everybody and welcome back to Visit FYLDE Coast. This is part 2 of our ramble along Cleveleys Beach on a slightly overcast but much warmer day than it's been this week, I've got to say. So we're going to go and take a walk heading southwards in the general direction of Blackpool. But before we do that, make sure that you've subscribed to Visit FYLDE Coast, you've hit that little bell for notifications, and don't forget to sign up for our weekly email newsletter. The link for it to get your copy is in the description underneath this video. So we've got a little bit of a grey sky for this part 2 video. We're heading southwards towards Blackpool in the general direction of Blackpool. And we're at the end of what we call the new sea defences at Cleveleys, although they've been finished for well over 10 years. And that's Russell Beach. So if you look at yesterday's video, there's a little walk along the beach there for you. So this is the end of the sea wall. That's the cafe. There's the children's splash and play area at the back of that curved sea wall, that concrete. This is Mary's Shell, and this is a piece of public art which is part of the Sea Swallow trail along the seafront, and as you can see it's perfect for kids to play in. Somebody's mum is going to get me in their picture. Little boy having his picture taken. And as you can see, it's a lovely place to come for an afternoon. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll pop up to the top of the steps and I'll show you just how close we are to humanity. Because straight across the road at the back of the seawall is the long stay car park, where you can pitch yourself for the day. There are public toilets at the side of the cafe, and quite a few amenities so that you can spend all day building sandcastles and doing that kind of thing. Have a nice day out without spending a fortune. Let's just have a little walk to the top and I'll show you. So these seafront shelters mark where the entrances are to the promenade. So these are where you can get through the wall to be able to get to the beach, and you can take shelter underneath them as well. So this is Jubilee Gardens straight across the road, and this is the seafront parking area. So this is a short stay car park, and that over there is a long stay car park. So you can park there and spend the day. There's some rides and things there for kids. That's the gym and the view cinema. So we'll go back onto the beach because it's much nicer on the beach. So there is actually a dog ban on the beach. You can see the sign there, look, on the fence. There is a dog ban on this section of beach from the cafe here all the way to the boundary with Blackpool, where the shipwreck memorial is down there. During the season, which is 31st of May to the 1st of October, I believe. I can never remember the exact date. Can't remember everything. And there's plenty of beach for everybody to play on. So you do pretty much whatever you want. You can play ball games. You can take a look at the artwork. You can go looking in the little pools around the sides of the groins and seeing what you can fish for and find. In fact, we'll go and have a look in this one and see if there's anything a swimming. if I can just pedal my way through the puddle. It's not an especially rock pooly kind of place, Cleveleys. But there are some pools against the sides of the groins where children can play, and you might find something interesting left by the tide. Doesn't look like there's much interesting in that. This chap here is the Ogre. He's part of the artwork trail as well, and he's one of the pieces of public art that you'll meet on Cleveleys Beach. So he's part of the story of the sea swallow. We'll get around the other side of him, and then you can see his face because the light's at the back of him at the minute. So this is the Ogre, and he gets a bath he gets a bath twice a day actually, because the sea comes up and covers him. But he also gets a bit of a jet wash every so often as well, so that he looks a lot cleaner and whiter and tidy, because he's a little bit difficult to find against the rocks when you're trying to come down onto the beach. But he's at the side of the groin, so you pass the view, which you can see there, and he's at the side of the groin, which is opposite Jubilee Gardens, before you get to the cafe. So that's your landmark that you're looking for. Right, let's see if we can pick our way through the pebbles back onto the beach. Please, as well, when you come to the beach, make sure that you don't get cut off. You can see now that we're stood on a sandbank, and it's actually coming in. The tide's filling into this channel. Can you see it washing up into this channel? And it's going to fill this dip here, and then it's going to start coming in, and it will come round the side. There's a little bit of an indentation there, and it will come round the side and fill this in. So where I'm standing now, this lovely sort of dry, normal looking sand will become a deep bank, well, a tall bank. And when you try to get back to the beach, you're in for a paddle. I warn you now, you're in for a paddle in deep, cold water. And worse than that, if you leave it too long, it's not going to be a paddle, it might be an RNLI job, because that's how people get washed away, cut off, and sadly people can and do drown. So I'm going to walk around the end of the groin, I'm going to cross that little stream, and I'm going to go back up here, because I would hate to get cut off. I really, really, really would not want to get cut off. And just up here, on the promenade in front of JD Gym, is the sea swallow story paddle. That's a juvenile seagull. Let's cross this river. Little bit of a jump. Oh! We'll go around the end of this groin, and then we'll go back up onto the beach, onto the steps even. You can see here how tall this sandbank is, and the sand as well on a bank is really squashy. And when the tide does come in and you stood on the seafront, you can see all the different depths of water and the different colours, and you get beautiful, even though it's Britain, even though it's near Blackpool, you get beautiful shades of aquamarine and pale blue, and lovely, lovely colours. It really is pretty, especially if you can get a little bit higher up and you're looking down onto it. Right, we're going left. We're going left, and we're going round the back of here. There you go, look, these children are exhibiting exactly what I said. Perfect little fishing pools. nice and safe, so they're not going to get washed away. And if you carry on walking, you'll see the sea swallow just there, the big white slightly curved thing that is in the centre of the screen. That is the sea swallow sculpture, part of the story. The next image you can see straight in the middle of the screen, the tall brown thing with the hole in it, that's the shipwreck memorial, and that's actually the boundary with Blackpool. That's the Ogre Castle. And I don't need to tell you what that is, do I? You see how close you are to Blackpool though. It's about 4 miles from here. If you're going to walk on the beach though, just be careful. We don't want any tragedies. Just make sure you don't get drowned or cut off or anything giddy. And you can see the paddle up there on the promenade, which is where we're going next. We're going to go and have a look at the paddle. So these pieces of public art are all part of a story which weaves fact and fiction together. It's got bits of reality and bits of myth, bits of petrified forests and sunken villages and ogres under the water and whatnot. And it's a story for this section of coastline. And if you look on the Visit Cleveleys website, I'll put the link in the description for you. If you look on the Visit Cleveleys website, you can see all these different pieces of public art and how they all relate to each other. And this is the lovely promenade. Big step. Ooh, crane to get Jane up onto the top level. You don't have to climb up the steps that way. You can do what they're doing and go up the ramp. So this is the Ogres Paddle. It's a mighty big paddle, obviously for a mighty big ogre. We seem to be breeding our own starling murmuration in Cleveleys as well. I've noticed, I don't know whether you can see them on the roof of that house there. We seem to be collecting starlings that are flying about and dipping and diving like they do on the piers in Blackpool. Oh, some more here, look. Coming to join the mates. There's not as many as Blackpool by quite some way, but it's heading in that direction. And on the other side of the paddle, there is some writing. It says, "The sea ogres paddle drifted up to lie on the muddy sand like some strange offering." Probably can't see that with the light at the back of him. And then if you carry on walking that way, just as you get to that cream gable end there that's in centre shot, turn left there and you're at Cleveleys Town Centre. So you can incorporate a lovely visit to the seafront with a walk through the town centre and a look at the shops. You never know what you might find, and there's plenty of nice cafes as well and places to take a bite to eat and a brew. So I hope you've enjoyed this little look at Cleveleys Beach. Until next time, we will join you again. Don't forget to make sure that you've subscribed. Give this video a like as well, and sign up for your weekly email newsletter so that you get to find out what's happening and all about the latest events and news and information. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.